I was playing the music and praying at my home. On 25th of April, the door was knocked. I opened the door.
Do you remember the date so vividly because it was such a big incident in your life?
Big thing in my life.
This was which year?
25th April 2014, the door was knocked.
Mm.
And when I opened the door, I saw two men standing outside.
Mm-hmm.
And they said to me that take your phone and your documents. You have to go with us to the police station.
Wow.
So I said, who are you? I said, who are you? They showed their police IDs and they said, we are from the police station.
If somebody was to knock my door and tell me, come to the police station, I would not be so calm because I would never expect that to happen to me.
Yeah. You don't try this thing in Greece because they are very strong. They literally sometimes torture the people, beat them. Yeah.
Was this a common thing that in Greece the police can come and just take you?
Yeah, and you can't say no to them because Greece is like a police state. Yeah, police is one of the strong institution there and strongest institution.
When the police said, come follow us, and you have to come to the police station, were you scared or what were you feeling? Or were you feeling,
I was not scared because I thought sometimes I heard the stories from some other people in Greece that if you didn't pay the fine or small things happen in Greece, the day comes when the police comes and arrests you in the previous house and then, these kind of things. So they come and they arrest you and present you in the court. So next day you are always free. So the stories I heard, people got free for the very next day.
Okay.
I thought the same.
So you thought this is maybe just a small thing that has happened. Maybe by chance you didn't pay any fine or any bill, and then you will be free the next day.
Yeah, I thought I will go. Tomorrow they will present me to the court and judge will set me free in minutes. And
when you went to the police station, what happened?
When I went to the police station, they started investigating me. They were showing me one picture which I knew not the person. They said that, do you know this person? I said no. Have you ever met this person? No. And have you went ever to Rhodes Island? I said no.
Rhodes Island?
Yeah, asking about it's one of the island in Greece which is close to Turkish border.
Okay. Yeah. So how far is that from Athens?
Overnight ship. It's like 24 hours journey on the ship from Athens to Rhodes.
A day's distance, and they're asking you whether you've been there, but you've never been there.
Rhodes. I never. My job situation was like this. I was working like 6 days per week. So only Sundays I was free. It was impossible for me to sit in the ship and go to Rhodes and to come back. Yeah. So it was impossible.
So here you do not know, they're showing you the picture of this person and you do not know what's happening. So when did they take you to the court then?
But then because it was Thursday, they waited for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And then they told me Sunday afternoon that tomorrow we are going to present you in the court. And they said, if you want to hire the lawyer for yourself, you can do that. And I did. Yeah, I hired the lawyer and they presented me to the court on Monday.
You are 4 days in the police station.
Yeah.
And they handcuffed you.
Yeah, they handcuffed me while taking me to the court. Yeah, so they presented me to the court. My lawyer was there, my family, my church family was there. And they were very excited to see me because they thought our brother is here now and they will release him today.
Yeah.
So we have come to see him being released from the court.
Yeah. So what happened in the court?
I just went before the judge for just few minutes.
Yeah.
And then judge said to me to just go out and sit in the waiting area.
Yeah.
And I will talk to your lawyer for further things. They talked to the lawyer. Lawyer came out and he told me that you are not going to be free here because the case you are accused with, that happened in Rhodes Island. So we have to present you now in Rhodes Island before the judge, and he is the one will decide the rest of the things.
But did they clarify what is the case?
That is the day I found out that there was the man they were showing me the picture of. He was the human smuggler. And he was sending illegally the people from Rhodes to Italy on fake papers and documents. So when they arrested him, the SIM card he was using was under mine.
He had a SIM card under your name, and thus they are thinking that you have some associations with this human trafficker. And human trafficking in Europe is a very, very big allegation, which has a very dire and very deep consequences. So this is not a simple and easy case. You are sitting at your home and praying and praising the Lord, and a knock happens on your door. One thing baffles me is how did this person have a SIM card which was under your name.
Yeah, I think I will tell this thing at the end of the story.
Okay, so we will come back to
Yeah,
this point
but
then.
I can clarify one thing here. He was arrested and he could be punished. He could be punished for maximum 25 years
Okay,
because he was directly the human trafficker.
yeah.
But as a helper, I could also get the punishment of maximum 12 years because they could consider me as his help.
Because you're an accomplice sitting in your room praying and doing nothing wrong, now you could be accused of human trafficking, which is a very big allegation, and face 12 years in prison. Wow, that would be a little bit too much for me to swallow. I think I'm not ready for that, and that's why maybe the Lord was preparing you for something great.
Yeah, I was never ready for this, but when you're called for the higher level of calling, I feel like He prepares you. He passes you through the places. You have to walk on waters. You have to pass through fires. This is the journey. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut.
This is the mindset that we need when we are falsely accused and when they are throwing us into jails and dungeons and prisons and bringing all sorts of allegations which we had nothing to do with. What kind of an attitude, what kind of a thinking, what kind of a mindset would we have at that time when we are going through those difficult moments in our life? As you shared your story, I really commend and I'm learning from you, brothers. So God bless you for that. So now they said that you have to go to Rhodes, and how did you reach Rhodes and when it
took me like 15 to 20 days to reach Rhodes because they had to complete the strength of the people first, which can fit in the ship. Yeah.
Okay.
And because they cannot just send 1-2 persons.
You know, like somebody who is like a prisoner who's done,
They were gathering first a group of prisoners which can fit in the ship, and then, So after 20 days, they sent me to Rome.
Okay. Now what happened in Rhodes then?
They presented me before the judge the very next day. My lawyer went from Athens to Rhodes, and when they presented me there, the judge said, because this case is not a small case. This allegation is not just like random allegation that, So he said he has to wait for the court date because the court date of the big cases it takes few months. It's not just like this it takes few months. Yeah.
For the court case, for the court hearing a date, it'll going to take few months.
Yeah.
And how did that go down with you?
My lawyer gave me one option. He said, we shall apply your bail.
Okay.
In the meantime.
That's good.
Yeah. But you have to wait for that for 2 weeks
You apply for the bail?
We applied for the bail, but because God had different plans for me and He wanted to keep me longer than what I expected, it was rejected because again, the judge said, because this allegation is very big, so he has to clarify himself when the court hearing.
So you see, this is the thing, when we are sometimes as believers, we think if we are walking the path of God and when we are fulfilling His will in our life and we are living a pious and a righteous life, that we will not face any no's in life, we will not face any rejections in life. But yet we see from your testimony and from 1,000 other testimonies that I've heard that constantly we are facing rejections in the face of our faithfulness with the Lord. And it's a hard bit.
Yeah, when you pass through difficult times, you feel like everything is easy. God is always there. He will never let you hurt.
Yeah.
He will never let you damage. But when He has to prepare you, He let you pass through all these troubles and all these